Have you ever posted something online that was a shit recipe, but you just decided to, we're still gonna post this?
Where do you find the courage to say na, okay lang na iibahin ko yung content ko dito? Medyo tricky din ang reinvention
Yes.
minsan eh. But you wanna be authentic to you.
I actually do believe na napaka-forgiving ng social media.
Oh.
To be perfectly honest, no, when we do any of our videos, there's very, very, very little planning. Pupunta ako dun, wala pa akong kahit ano, wala. It's been going on for how many years? Siguro dun lumalabas yung authenticity, the lack of planning, which I don't recommend.
That ultra self, like who we are as a
A lot of unfolding to new possibilities.
Yes.
Loaded.
Unfold your story. Let's go. So today we're talking about what all creators kind of struggle with, and that is how do you stay creative but also authentic to who you are online.
There is a lot of confusion, especially when you start off and then sometimes you listen to the audience's feedback, especially with the algorithm. You sometimes lose track on, should I just be creating because I wanted to create in the first place? Or, oh, I should lean into this because this is what everybody wants.
Yeah.
This is what's performing well. But you have to choose with those two, whether or not this is where your heart is or this is what you want to do. I think you'll eventually lead up to that crossroad. I don't know if you've experienced
I
that
have a question for you. Do you think the algorithm shapes the culture or the culture shapes the algorithm?
The thing is, like, I feel like I am humble enough to know that I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I feel like there are some cultures that are shaped by the algorithm, but I think that I can control my own algorithm and my own feed. So I get to choose what I want to see.
You've been creating content for how long now?
More than a decade, let's just say that.
Oh, really?
More than
Okay.
a decade, yes.
Okay, nice.
And
Okay.
I've done media before social
Got it.
media. So I've seen it kind of grow into this massive, exciting space. Well,
Yeah.
for me, but I don't know how about you.
I mean, so I've been doing it for over a decade now, so about 12 years. And so I've seen it change. Every year there's that constant conversation with yourself like, will I get forgotten? Will I still be relevant and all that? Now I'm comfortable with my age, so I'll say I'm 38. I'm 38, so I've gotten to a point where I really don't care about how I'm perceived. I do what I like to do and I say what I like to say.
Yeah.
But to be completely honest, when I do create content, I want to be able to say that everything that comes out and that gets posted is original.
Yes.
But I know that's a lie because 100% you're being but you're also being influenced by things that you don't know what you're being influenced by anymore, right? But maybe out of all the content that comes out, how many of those actually start with a peg in mind? Honestly, maybe close to 50%. Where I'll see something and be like, I want to do that. I'll just do it in my way. And I think that's okay. I think that's how things evolve, right?
And I think a lot of people do second guess themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe those who've already started for a long time or those who are watching that haven't started yet, they're already having this analysis paralysis. Like, where do I start? How do I get my voice? How do I get my audience? People say to get into a niche. People say just do you. Where do you start?
Yeah.
I mean, what is the right formula?
We were lucky
Yes.
because we started this for fun.
We got to experiment.
We got to experiment. No one knew who you were. It was just easy to kind of make mistakes publicly.
Yeah.
Now it's like people coming out of high school and saying, I want to be a creator as a job. And I think that's the worst thing you can do.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess now we want to talk to someone who's probably known that through and through and has developed from, I guess, not decades of work, which is even more fascinating because of how fast this person has really risen.
I think when I think of authenticity online, there's one name that comes to mind. This guy is who he wants to be. He's unapologetic, and he just is so successful in being himself.
Maybe that's why he is successful.
And exactly. And so I think that's why I was so excited to talk to him today to kind of pick his brain more about this.
Perfect.
So without further ado, Ninong Ry, welcome to the fold, my man.
Sabi mo magka-cartwheel ka papasok.
Ano, authenticity is lower back pain. Remember that. Remember that.
Kumusta yung baha sa Malabon?
Okay naman.
One day AI will fix our flood
There
problem.
we go.
Yes. Tama.
Katanong lang natin si Gemini Live, kayang-kaya na yan. And actually, speaking of asking Gemini Live, we do this here on the show where we actually ask Gemini Live to introduce
Correct.
mga guests natin for a little bit of a fun.
So before you would Google yourself,
Yeah.
Okay.
and articles will pop out.
Yes.
Now AI can tell you who you are, which is a bit scarier because then
Very
they
scary.
kind of process information and
Tama.
then they summarize it.
Speaking of Googling about myself, I mean, ginawa na natin yan lahat.
I've never Googled myself.
Hindi
Never.
authentic. Hindi masyado authentic.
When you Google me, nalabas doon, ang pangalan daw ng girlfriend ko ay Stephanie De Guzman. I don't know anyone with that name. Hindi ko kilala yon. Stephanie De Guzman, kung sino ka man, umaming ka na.
Hindi ko siya nagsulat.
Siguro.
Hindi ko siya yun. Yung author.
Maybe she's a stalker
That's it.
that posts
Yun nga.
pictures of you saying, my baby.
Yeah.
I don't know, may kilala ba akong Stephanie?
Ayun.
Wala akong kilalang Stephanie. Anyway,
Disclaimer. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
hi Gemini. Can you tell me who Ninong Ry is?
Ninong Ry is a Filipino chef and content creator known for his cooking and food-related videos on platforms like YouTube and TikTok. He gained popularity with his down-to-earth style and has amassed a large following.
Down to earth
See,
style.
even AI knows
diba?
you're authentic.
How do you rate that?
Down to earth style. Siguro nga no kasi sige, like ko sinasabi, what you see in front of the camera is me. But I had to curate a little bit.
Fine-tune.
Yeah. For example, kasi galing ako sa professional setting, so we always wear an apron, laging may cap. Pero I had to tell myself na huwag kang magsusuot ng apron, huwag kang magsusuot ng cap kasi it makes you look professional. And if you look professional, baka ma-intimidate yung tao.
It's too polished.
Yeah. Siguro everything just fell in its place. To be perfectly honest, no, when we do any of our videos, there's very, very, very little planning. Meron kami nakaschedule ngayon, okay, long format tayo today. Pupunta ako dun, wala pa akong kahit ano. Wala. As in, it's been going on for how many years? For 5 years. Ganun na. Siguro dun lumalabas yung authenticity. The lack of planning, which I don't recommend.
But I was about to say, I think the main difference, like I consider both of us long form creators. You're more of a short form
Yes.
creator. You would need to plan your stuff way more than we
Yes.
do.
Yes.
Because us, we can just ramble. We can
Yes.
just talk and it'll be like, all right, if it's 30 minutes, cool.
30 minutes.
And that's why it took us so long to get into short form.
Yes.
Because of the lack of planning.
Correct. It was just too much. I don't know about you, but what we would do is we would just cut from our long form, which doesn't work on
It doesn't
short
work.
form.
It doesn't work. The aspect ratio is
Hindi
off.
ba talaga?
Yeah,
It
no.
doesn't work.
No.
It really doesn't work. I think, no, iba-iba talaga ang audience about platform. Iba-iba ang habits nila. So you have to curate the content para sa kung sino man yung tao na nandun sa platform na yun. We used to do that.
Yeah.
Like, sabi ko, let's maximize yung mga sinushoot natin.
Correct.
Diba? And you'd think nagagana siya kasi hindi mo siya ginagawang teaser, ginagawa mo pa rin siyang full viewing experience for the audience, pero it really doesn't work.
I don't know about you. If you look at my Instagram from pre-pandemic, I would very rarely post recipes on Instagram.
Yeah, no, I remember.
It just didn't happen.
Like,
it was
we
like
shoot
travel,
well, yeah,
it was
yeah.
shooting, it was
Yeah.
stuff
It
like
was
that.
photocentric back then.
Yeah.
But even video, but more on like just things I see, not
Yeah.
necessarily a recipe I want to teach.
Yeah.
All my recipes were on YouTube, and I feel like you were the same also.
Yeah, in a
And
way.
only when we saw these TikTok creators, I don't know about you, but I started feeling like, oh, I'm old.
Exactly.
Like I
exactly.
need to get on this short form,
Wow.
shooting my hands type stuff.
Yeah, nung time na yon, naglalabasan na tong mga pangalan na to. And I thought to myself, before mauso yung fast cuts, short form, I've been doing that. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ang tagal naming binalik yung style namin. Siguro na-outgrow na kasi namin. Pero nung bumalik kami, sinubukan namin gawin uli yung style na yun, which doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
Kasi na-outgrow ko na. Kasi speaking about identity, no, nagbabago kung sino tayo eh. Sobrang daming influences na pumapasok sa atin ngayon. Yung friend na hindi mo kinita for half a year, medyo iba na yung personality niya pag kinita mo siya 6 months later. Alam mo yun, talaga ang tagal namin bago maka-adapt. Pero nung pumasok kami sa short form, it's like we're starting all over again.
100%.
Yeah.
You almost have to be a different person.
Yes.
Where do you find the courage to say na okay lang na iibahin ko yung content ko dito when there's a massive amount of following that follows you from a previous type of format? Medyo tricky din ang reinvention
Yes. Yeah.
minsan eh. But you want to be authentic to you.
I see my cooking videos like a dish being presented sa restaurant.
Oo.
For example, ito yung menu namin. Ito yung sineserve namin. Dito kami pinaka-comfortable, which is yung long form namin. If merong project for, say, 200 packs na packed lunch, that's a different thing. Hindi siya same. Kasi you have to consider yung itsura niya after 4 hours of standing, yung shelf life niya. It's a different thing. Pero it's both food. So tinitingnan ko yung long form namin as a dish na sinaserve namin sa restaurant and yung short form namin as packed lunch. Pareha silang pagkain, served in a different manner, pero consumable para dun sa tao na umorder nun, di ba? I don't think yung authenticity mo as a person is defined by the platform alone. Minsan, oo, sige, minsan. Pero kasi ang maganda kasi ngayon sa social media, hindi mag-a-agree lahat ng tao dito. Pero I actually do believe na napaka-forgiving ng social media.
Oh.
Yeah.
Forgiving or forgetful?
Forgiving.
I'm unforgetful.
For example, I remember nung hinahanap pa namin yung voice namin sa short form, yung format namin sa short form. I'm friends with Abby and Jojo Mao. You know? Ino-observe ko yung video na kasi sila yung nandun eh. Sila yung big doon sa format na yun. So, titingnan ko siya. So, gumagamit sila ng wide lens, tapos medyo malapit. So, natatalsikan ng mantika yung camera nila. I assume. Tapos, okay, ganun pala nila ginagawa. So, nag-message ako sa kanila, can I try your format? Kasi, hindi ko pwedeng basta, I respect yung mga ganung bagay. Naghingi ako ng sa kanila, permiso sa kanila, to use yung kind of shooting nila. It worked for a while. Meron pa akong thing na I'm cooking and I'm just looking at the camera. Hindi ako nagbe-break ng eye contact sa camera, which people find funny.
Yeah.
Pero I like to talk eh. Alam mo? Eventually, nahanap din namin yung voice namin, pero just a few days ago, parang inaaral ko uli yung past videos ko. And sabi ko, let's bring this back. Try namin gawin to. Tapos baba pa ako ng konti. Ang dami namin ginawa na pangit. Tama ka nga. Siguro I say forgiving, you say forgetful.
Yeah.
Pero ang ibig sabihin lang naman doon, pwede ka mag-try. Sabi nila, sinasabi before na kill your babies. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Huwag kang masanay sa isang format, sa isang formula na gumagana. Instead, bago pa magsawa yung tao sa format na yun, baguhin mo siya. That's not to say na babaguhin mo yung identity mo na, ay dati, Ninong Ry, medyo magaspang, ngayon magiging malinis. Hindi yun yung point. That's not the point. It's how you deliver the message. For example, sinigang. Sinigang is the dish, pero you can also look it as a story kasi we're making videos, di ba? Sinigang has been told 1,000,000 times. How can you tell the story of sinigang again in a fresh manner? All the things we know in life ay alam na natin, pero sometimes we just need to be reminded, package it in a different manner, and pag kinonsume natin siya, it feels like something new, something different, pero alam na natin yung bagay, it's the same thing. Yun yung trabaho natin bilang, ayokong dinidikit sa sarili ko tong term na to, pero storyteller. Pero I guess I am.
100%. Okay, so before going into it deeper, we have a little thing where we do a quick fire. So we're going to ask you a few questions using your Fold 7.
Okay.
We'll ask for the camera to come in so we get a shot of you as well.
Naglinis ba ako?
You have no choice because there's a camera on you. So,
Medyo natatakot ako.
can I ask you to unfold it? Because we're about to unfold all your
Para malaki.
secrets.
Yan.
Open Instagram and show me your Okay, we're gonna ask you, what is the last text or message that you sent before this interview?
Yung last ko na sinend is, sabi ko, "Be, dito na po kami." Nag-report ako.
Okay.
Nag-report ako. So, yung pangalan ng asawa ko is asawa ko, 143.
Wow.
So who's asawa 144?
Walang ganon ha. Stephanie, tigilan mo na yan.
Okay, next. What is the last food picture that you took?
Bago natin pakita yung pagkain, na-meet ko si Gigi Delana sa mall nung naka.
Wow.
Cool.
Diba? So, eto yung last food. It's like the perfect fried chicken. The reason why I took the photo kasi, looks perfect, right? Kasi this is for the commercial.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Tricks of the trade.
Yeah. I mean, it happens sa commercial. Kailangan kitang-kita yung drumstick. Alam mo yun, di ba? So, may mga ganyan siya. So, I found it interesting lang. Hindi ako gumawa niyan. Meron talaga mga food stylist na
Brings with
gumagawa.
volume and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the last note you took? Nagsushoot ka ba ng notes? Nag-take down ka ba ng notes?
Yung notes na ginagawa ko, this is very niche.
Okay.
Pero, this is deck lists para sa isang card game na nilalaro ko.
Ooh, what card game?
Do not get into this. Stop.
Oh no.
Whatever you do.
Oh no.
Whatever you do, let's not ask these questions.
It's an expensive hobby also.
It is,
I feel like.
It is.
Oh no.
It's Magic the Gathering.
I know, I knew it.
It is an expensive hobby.
Yes.
If you let it be expensive.
Last question.
Okay.
What is the last screenshot that you took?
It's still the card game.
I mean, Ry is a collector. So he collects
Yes.
everything.
Wow.
Cameras,
Yeah.
watches,
Whoa.
cards. Okay. let's go back into us grilling you. So you showed us a picture of the fried chicken and how it was styled. So a lot of people know that when you cook food online, obviously you kind of have to embellish it, specifically for TVCs. Talking about authenticity and kind of cooking, have you ever posted something online that was a shit recipe, but you just decided to keep, to like, all right, we're still gonna post this? And then did you fix it by fixing the written recipe or how you edited the video? Because there are ways.
Speaking of recipes, I don't keep recipes. After kong gumraduate ng culinary, alam mo yun, sa mga old American movies na meron silang wooden box, tapos may cards ng grandma's apple pie. Alam mo yun?
Yes, yes.
I wanted to do that. Pero what I realized is hindi para sa akin yung recipe. So everything na niluluto ko is fleeting. I can never do it again. Di ba? See? Di ba? Di ba? I can never do that again. So pag may friends ako from way back na, lutuin mo ngayon ganito, let's try. Ganyan. Pero if ever meron akong ganyan problema, hindi ko siya fix kasi I don't keep recipes nowadays kasi tinatry ko nga siya. I mean, meron akong cookbooks and may ginagawa pa kami isa ngayon. So for that, gumagawa ko. And
Of course.
And it's challenging.
Yeah.
If you're not really doing recipes, papagawin ka ng 100 recipes, it's challenging.
The testing process of making recipes for
hard.
cookbooks is really hard.
Recipes kind of remind me of like tips on content creation also. You can give the recipe, how you make content and stuff, but the outcome is never
It's
the same.
Yeah.
It has
You
to be
know?
highly adapted.
Yeah.
Luckily, isa ako sa mga content creators na I can watch myself. Most people cannot watch
Yes.
themselves. Ako, I enjoy watching myself. Anyway. Pero yun nga, pinapanood ko yung isang episode namin and naalala ko kung paano namin siya shoot. Yung producer ko, kinukulit niya ako, ano i-shoot natin? Basta, baba kayo. So I don't even communicate kung ano i-shoot namin dun sa producer ko, dun sa staff namin. So pati sila na-surprise. Meron pa isa, meron kami blindfold challenge. Nung finormulate nila yung mechanics nung challenge na yon nang hindi ko alam. So talagang kailangan namin yung, we don't do retakes. We don't do any of that. Kasi nawawala yung nawawala yung saya, nawawala yung authenticity talaga di ba? And doon pumapasok yung at least for me, yung flow state, when nothing is planned and you're just winging it, yun yung pinakamasaya.
Yeah.
At least for me, people always say na, ay, ganyan si Ninong Ry. Sinasabi niya kapag hindi masarap. Then some people would say na, kaya niya sinasabi masarap kasi luto niya. I really say kapag hindi masarap. For example, medyo bumigat yung kamay ko sa seasoning. So medyo umalat siya. Sasabihin ko na, medyo napaalat lang yung gawa ko, pero kung gagawin niyo to sa bahay, madali namang i-adjust yung seasoning, madali naman yan. There's something na niluto ako na nagustuhan ko. Pinatikim ko sa producer ko kay Alvin, hindi niya gusto. Sasabihin niya yun sa camera. Medyo na-caught off guard ako nung bagay na yun kasi for me, sobrang okay niya. Kay Alvin, hindi. Paano ko isasalba to? Pero, ganun talaga. Kasama talaga, kung di nagustuhan ni Alvin, siguro it's just preference.
Yeah, it's preference. Yeah.
Ganun talaga. Pero kasi gusto ng tao kapag cooking videos, ang sarap. Grabe, ang sarap. Gusto nila lahat masarap eh. Gusto nila lahat perfect, pero I don't do that. Kasi hindi rin naman ako perfect bilang tao. Ayoko mag-pretend na perfect ako na tao kasi people will expect so much from you.
So you've been doing this now for how long? 5 years?
5 years,
5
yes.
years. Your story's quite known. Your dad was a market vendor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you were a chef at one point in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And then with content. Now, where you are in terms of, the level of success that you've reached, what does innovation look like to you now when it comes to food and content?
I watch a lot of tech videos. Kahit hindi ko naman bibilin yung particular na tech na Mr. Who's the Boss, Linus Tech Tips, MKBHD. I enjoy yung content kasi I enjoy watching innovative stuff. What I realized pagdating sa innovation, it's not actually discovering something new. It's actually discovering a way of using something old. And bringing it dito sa panibagong perspective na to, 'di ba? So, in terms of content creation, when you scroll sa Instagram Reels, I don't know, feed ko kasi nagko-consist ng for creators. For creators siya yung tipong kailangan kapag meron kayong sound design kapag gumagawa kayo ng Reels. Kapag bato mo ng hook, kailangan etong 3 sounds na to. Patong-patong siya, sabay-sabay siya. Pag pinapanood ko siya, hindi naman to ginagawa. Years back, usually. Meron ka lang isang background music. Pero the tech was already there. Hindi lang siya masyadong ginagawa. Para sa akin, innovation is sa content creation, sorry, gusto ko lang idagdag to. Lalo na. Kasi karamihan ng content creation ay walang background sa kahit anong media. Ako, market vendor ako. Kusinero ako dati. Wala akong alam dyan. Doon lumalabas yung pagiging innovative ng mga content creators. Kasi wala silang proper, sa umpisa, wala silang proper training.
Yeah.
Walang influence na nanggaling sa isang academe na sabihin na, ito dapat na gawin nyo. So, nagtatry sila ng mga kung ano-anong bago, na paminsan-minsan, mukhang tanga, pero sometimes it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ganun yun. Para sa akin, it's getting an existing technology and trying stuff, like, maging beginner ka, maging curious ka sa mga bagay-bagay. For example, nung nagsisimula ako, meron akong friend, nakaklase ko nung college na is into production. Sabi ko sa kanya, I need a way for me to be able to move my camera from here, ito yung stove ko,
Yes.
to here. Ito yung chopping board ko, ng pinakamabilis na paraan. Iniisip ko, parang kailangan ko ng rail system. Sabi niya sa akin, hindi mag-work yan. Kasi usually sa mga production, meron kami mga C-stands. Hindi ko pa alam kung ano yung C-stand nung panahon na yun. Hindi gagana sa akin yun. So you know what I did? Punta ako sa hardware. Bumili ako ng release ng
Panghanger?
sliding door. Tapos kinabit ko siya sa taas. So gumagano na siya. Tapos what I found is, shaky siya. Kumuha ko ng galon ng chicken oil. Tinali ko doon. So pag ginanya ko siya dito, medyo may konting gimbal wave. Siya kasi, pinag-aralan niya yung bagay na yan. So it doesn't exist in his world.
Yes.
Pero sa akin, na hindi ko naman alam yung mga do's and don'ts, everything is a do for me. Alam mo yun?
100%. I think the lesson from that story is really never believe that you're in a position where you know everything. You tend to rely on experts, but then like you said, experts are just really niched into what they know. So if you're trying to find a solution to a challenging problem, sometimes you can't ask the experts because they only know what they know, right? So you kind of have to be inspired by lots of different things, lots of different people to find those solutions.
Sa totoo lang, yung mga bagong content creator, nagpo-focus masyado sa quality ng visuals na hindi naman talaga dapat. If meron kayong bagay na ifo-focus, it's the storytelling, it's how you speak, yung intonation ng boses mo, and with that is the audio.
If you're not a visual content creator.
If you're
There's
not,
some that are like cinematic content creators. That's your thing. Do your
Yes.
thing, right? But I agree, to connect before quality, it really is. Comes
Yes,
down to story, however that story is framed, right? What is your hot take about AI?
Oh.
I have one. My hot take is that AI won't replace artists,
Of course, yeah.
but artists who don't use AI
Yes.
run the risk of being replaced.
Yes, I agree. I think I would add on to that. AI, in terms of creativity, is human-led and then AI-powered lang. It's still, at the end of the day, you thinking, you making the prompts, you judging if you want it, you improving. There's a lot of you
Correct.
that has to be involved. That's what I think. Because before, my problem was I would always think and I can visualize things in my head. But my problem is putting it down on paper. I could never translate it properly with my mechanical skills.
For storyboarding and shot listing.
Everything, everything. AI has really allowed me to communicate better. So I feel happier kasi, shucks, mga gets na ako. No bias. But the S25 with the pen, that has really improved my communication skills. So it helps.
There is a risk, but I can tell 100% if something's written by AI. There is a structure, there's a format, especially if everyone's just using the same kind of AI processors.
Or they accept the first thing that...
Yeah, the first thing that comes out. So just a warning to everyone that uses AI for voiceovers, for scripting, for all of that. It's very obvious when it's used, so make sure to kind of always change it. Like you said, human intervention is so key.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bouncing board, more than it is a presented solution.
Naalala ko to. Magpo-post ako ng picture ng anak ko. Pinapaliguan namin siya, tapos nakasuot siya sa timba. Nasa loob ng timba yung anak ko. Tapos pinicturean ko, ang cute eh. So pinicturean ko siya. Ay, kung popost ko to. Sabi ng asawa ko, wait lang, marumi ata yung banyo natin. Sabi niya ganon. Okay. May AI to lang dyan. Ang food para dyan, sabi ko. So, pinasok ko ngayon. Tapos bigla ako naisip. Speaking about AI replacing people hindi ko pwedeng sabihin na linisin mo to kasi hindi niya alam kung ano yung malinis para sa akin. Hindi niya alam. So, meron akong mga elements na tinanggal doon. Ang dali, pre, pipindutin mo lang. Wala na. Masiselect niya yung object. What I realized doon sa bagay na yon is kailangan pa rin talaga ng human intervention. Meron ako nakita magandang analogy online before. Hindi ko kiniklaim na akin to, nakita ko lang to. Ang AI ay para siyang kotse noong panahon ng kabayo. Comparing horses to cars. Siyempre, mas mabilis ang cars, mas mapapadali ang buhay natin. So, Nung panahon na wala ang lahat ng horses at naging cars na siya, hindi naman instant yun. Dahan-dahan yun.
Correct.
Pero anong nangyari? Mas dumali ang buhay natin. Meron bang tinamaan? Yes. Yung mga taga-scoop ng poop ng kabayo. Bumaba ang demand sa dayami. Yung mga ranchers na nawala ng trabaho. Pero, may na-generate ding bago. Nagkaroon tayo ng mga gas stations, nagkaroon tayo ng mga mekaniko, di ba? So, yes, may mawawalan ng trabaho. Nagigets ko yan. Pero meron ding ma-generate na bago. And I think it's very human to adapt. Alam mo yun? Pag hindi ka nag-a-adapt, hindi ka tao, kalaruan. So, kailangan nating mag-adapt. Ang ginagawa ng AI is, binabalik niya sa atin yung mga oras na dapat isi-spend natin para sa trabaho. Kung dati, nakakabayo ka nga, ang journey would take 4 hours. Ngayon, baka 30 minutes na lang. Nawala na kasi ng value yung pagtunganga eh. Yung gaganyan ka lang. Oh.
Yeah.
Pero,
Actually, that is a very valuable...
Di ba?
You need that. Especially sa creative.
especially sa creatives, yung gaganyan ka lang, blanco yung isip mo, nakaganyan ka lang, instead na ginagawa mo pa yung mga bagay, tulad nung sinasabi ko, paglilinis ng picture ng anak ko, medyo matagal ko sana gagawin yon. Pero instead, isang ganun ko lang, tapos nakaganyan na lang ako.
Done.
Tapos, kailangan natin tumunganga. So, yung oras na binabalik sa atin ng AI will be spent creating more. For me, this is healing eh.
Yeah.
Yung ganyan, this is healing. Nakatunganga ka lang na ganyan. Healing your creative energy. Minsan may maaalala kang something that you said 15 years ago. Wala na tayong time na ini-spend na nakatingin lang na ganyan. Lagi tayong may ginagawa. Pero with AI, mababalik natin.
So now you're gonna do the, since you're talking about kind of using photo assist, so we're gonna have you do the Samsung Galaxy AI challenge.
Oy.
I will take your phone. The Jed, we need you here. So I'm gonna take a picture of you, and then up to you to kind of cut out and remove unwanted objects using
Can I
photo
remove my
assist.
face?
Here.
Okay. For example, I kind of don't like my abdomen.
Show us how easy it is to use photo assist.
Pinilugan ko, di ba? So, na-select niya yung bagay na yun. So, pwede nating yang i-delete. Tapos, generate. Oh, tingnan mo. Oh, tingnan mo. Ang linis, pare. Oh, di ba?
Okay.
Ang linis.
So now I want you to share your screen with Gemini Live. So you're gonna ask it now to come up with a caption for that picture.
Hi, Gemini.
What's up?
Gemini, can you come up with a good Tagalog caption for this photo?
Sige, try natin to. Astig ng secret fresh jacket ko. Pang camel trophy ang dating. Or kaya, parang adventure sa disyerto ang dating ko sa jacket ko.
Oh.
I appreciate Gemini because she has my accent. I don't feel as bad anymore.
Tama.
Gusto mo bang subukan ko ulit na gumawa ng caption para sa secret fresh jacket mo?
Sige nga, try mo nga, Gemini.
Heto pa ang isang option. Secret fresh jacket ko, pang malakasan ng dating. O kaya,
Dating.
angas ko sa secret fresh jacket ko, handa ng rumampa. Ay,
Ay! Gusto ko yung may rampa.
Gusto ko yan. Gusto ko
yung
yan.
may rampa.
Oy, ang galing ah. Conversational mo siyang kausapin.
Oh, you can even
Nagigets yun.
prompt it to say na hanapin mo si Ninong Ry videos. Hanapin mo yung captions niya dati. And then incorporate it in this
Or
caption.
it sees your
You can do
screen
that
now,
also.
right?
Yeah.
So if you open your camera, I don't know if you've tried this, open your camera. So you can ask it for like options on what do you think you should style this with.
Gemini, do you think I look good?
you look great. That jacket has a cool, vintage vibe. Are you looking for caption ideas or something else?
No. Pwede ka bang mag-suggest kung anong magandang isuot ko sa aking ulo?
Pwede kang mag-try ng beanie kung malamig o kaya baseball cap para astig ang dating. Kung gusto mo ng formal look, baka bagay ang fedora o trilby hat.
Fedora.
Ah!
Yes,
Lagay
Gemini.
ng fedora.
Diba? Thank you, Gemini. I appreciate your suggestions. I love you. Sorry. Ang galing nun, ah.
Galing, no?
Yeah.
Ang galing nun. Ang galing nun.
The Tagalog, the quick switch
Yeah.
in the language, and the pacing also.
Yeah. Yung switching ng language is amazing. Ang galing
sobra.
nun.
Thanks, Ry, for joining us.
Yes.
That's
Salamat.
all the time we have.
Maraming
I don't know
salamat.
about you, but I learned a lot.
So
It
much.
was such a fun conversation. Thank you for joining us. This was Unfold Your Story by Samsung. And to everyone out there, stay ultra.